So Tony Blackburn was then speaking as the whistle went, gained an extra point, and he's moved forward now from being in fourth place to second place, equal Richard Rance, just behind our leader, Tony Slattery, and Dale Winton is only 1 point behind them. So we move on, and Dale Winton, it's your turn to begin. Dale, the subject we've got here is barking. Will you tell us something about barking in this game, starting now?
People often think I'm barking. Because I went... Oh, that's unfair.
It was hesitation, right? It was hesitation.
I was about to bark.
No, you weren't. I hoped you were going to get a laugh and didn't. You paused. I'm sorry. Did you a correct challenge, Tony? 58 seconds barking, starting now.
The great thing about living in the London area is that we have the wonderful place called Barking, which will never really be a major seaside resort, or indeed it's one of those places that I personally wouldn't want to go on holiday for a terrific length of time. Nevertheless, I've been to Barking many times, and the people there are excellent. The supermarkets are wonderful, the cinemas are great, and a lot of the shows that they put on there are absolutely wonderful as well.
Tony.
Repetition of wonderful, I'm afraid.
I know.
Very well.
Right, so... Tony, correct challenge. Barking. 32 seconds are left, starting now.
When I was a child growing up in London, I used to watch television. One of my favourites was Lassie, and I could never get over the fact that the aforesaid superhero dog used to communicate so much information just through barking. Woof, it'd go. What's that, young dog? 14 people have fallen down a mine shaft.
Yes, Dad.
You're looking at me horrified, but I thought that was hesitation.
It was hesitation.
Right. Oh, thank goodness for that.
I've never looked at you horrified in my life.
Well, I'm terrified to press my buzzer because I was chastised in the last round.
Were you?
Oh, no. You know how to win an audience, don't you? Right, Dale.
Was your record really released, or did it?
No, it just crept out. Right. 17 seconds. Barking with you, Dale, starting now.
Barking is a state of mind. The Madness of King George nearly won an Oscar for this very subject. And if you look at many members of the current royal family, one might be tempted to think they are also barking. I, on the other hand, think that they are a wonderful...
Do you think? Repetition thing?
I know, but we should have waited for his other remarks, shouldn't we? Well, be more tactful after what he said in front of them. Yes, that was correct. Richard, but you get a point for yourself and also for your team, and you've got 2 seconds on barking starting now.
Barking dogs late at night really annoy me because...
Richard Rance was again speaking as the whistle went and gained that extra point for doing so. He's moved forward, he's now in second place, only 2 points behind our leader, Tony Slattery. I'm going to do something slightly different now. I'm not going to give them a subject on which to talk. I'm going to offer them an object, and we'll see what happens. These 2 segments move back, and out from the bowels of the furniture come 2 objects, or maybe 3 objects. Yes, 3 objects. Tony Slattery, it's your turn. So would you tell us something about those 3 objects without hesitation, repetition, or deviation, starting now?
Well, it's a long shot, but they do look like the...
Challenge. No, you're at hesitation. We need another challenge, yes?
Yeah.
So that's your point, and you have 57 seconds. There's the object. Tell us something about them, starting now.
For those that can't see, it's a magnifying glass, a moccasin, and a pipe. And this muffler...
it's a moccasin. It's a moccasin.
You might have moccasins, but that was definitely, it is a moccasin. So, Tony, correct challenge. 53 seconds, starting now.
These are the implements associated with Baker Street's most famous detective. No, not Charlotte Rampling. It is, in fact, yes, Sherlock Holmes. Interestingly, they remind me, personally, of his perhaps most famous case. Yes, the case of the...
Oh, yes.
Have you had 2 famouses?
You had 2 cases.
And 2 cases.
Right.
3 yeses.
Yes, all right.
Richard, you got it
Nose.
first. There we are. They're the objects. Tell us something about them. 34 seconds, starting now.
I can't possibly tell you the real name of the shoe, but of course, Dr. Watson was the real hero.
Repetition of real.
There was too much real. Yes, I'm sorry. Tony, you've got in again. 29 seconds. There's this object, starting now.
The mystery of the barking dog was discovered when the aforementioned...
Tony.
I don't understand that that's got anything to do with what we're talking about.
You didn't give me much chance.
Barking dog.
You didn't give me much chance,
What's
did
the
you?
barking dog got to
Oh,
do?
all right, have the point.
He did hesitate, didn't he?
Constant bickering.
Tony.
Quit. It's between me and him, Nicholas. Just leave it.
He's in your
I said,
team.
leave it.
He's in your team.
I've got to get out of this square. It's doing my head in.
Oh, when teammates fall out, what hope is there for us? To Tony Blackburn, you have a point and you have the object. 21 seconds starting now.
These objects, of course, are associated with Baker Street. It's always nice to go down that particular place because you can see so many people wandering round and enjoying looking at...
Dale.
Well, I thought that was a hesitation.
I think it was. It was rubbish as well. But Dale, there are the objects. Tell us something about them. 10 seconds are left, starting now.
Sherlock Holmes was the proud owner of the pipe, the slippers, and the magnifying glass.
Deviation. There's only one slipper there. You said slippers. It's not
Well,
Cinderella.
they couldn't get both of them on the plinth.
It's not a plinth. It's a revolving platform. You're having trouble
You're
describing
being very
things.
pernickety in this show, aren't you? Yes.
Don't you look at me like that.
Right.
I think I deserve the point, actually, and if you don't mind, I'd like to continue.
Dad, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because though there's only one moccasin there, or slippers, you could refer to him as saying he was the owner of the slippers.
Well, yes, I did actually...
He was the owner of the slippers.
It's all right, don't get angry.
You're a fine one to talk.
It's only a parlour game. You sit there in your yachting blazer and bark at me.
Yachting
Can I just make a point here?
I think anybody fits the letter, yes.
I can't help but notice that Sherlock Holmes couldn't have owned those because Sherlock Holmes wasn't a real person.
Well, that would have been a very good challenge, but you've blown it now, haven't you? Right, so...
Are you still a DJ?
for 6 seconds...
We thought you were dead.
Is it still back to
What makes you think I'm not?
me? You're talking to him.
Dale, you have 6 seconds. They're the objects. I agree with, disagree with the challenge, so you get another point. Starting now.
Green moccasins, or one individual, as you can see in front of you, would denote that Sherlock Holmes had one foot.
So Dale Winton was speaking as the whistle went, gained their extra point for doing so. He's moved forward, and he's now in third place after ahead of Tony Blackburn. Right, I'm going to have to leave you. Oh, it's so exciting, I'm overcome with emotion. After that breathless spin around the linguistic wall of death, we're going to take a short breather. Stay tuned, because you will see us after this.